It's no wonder crooked Joe Biden and the far-left lunatics are desperate to stop us by any means necessary. They are willing to violate the U.S. Constitution at levels never seen before in order to win this election.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about President Trump being removed from the 2024 presidential election ballot in Colorado as a result of a 4-3 decision by the Colorado Supreme Court, not the U.S. Supreme Court. We'll talk about them a little bit more a little bit later. But this is a big time nothing burger. And by the time you hear the sound of my voice, Trump will be back on the ballot. And I can almost 100% guarantee you that. Let's go back a little bit. Let's talk about this decision, how it was made, why it was made, and more. Now, in the 4-3 decision, all the Democrats on the Colorado Supreme Court said, okay, we're going to take Trump off the ballot due to the 14th Amendment. Now, this amendment was written after the Civil War, and the purpose of it was to prevent people who were involved with actual insurrection from becoming part of public office, from being president, vice president, Congress, or whatever. Now, when you're looking at the context of 1860 versus 2021 and the term insurrection, they are night and day. The insurrection back then, Civil War time, was the Confederacy breaking away from the Union. Hundreds of thousands of men died in the war. Slavery was going on. It was a transformative time in this country. You compare that to the Capitol riot on January 6, 2021. There's no comparison. There is zero comparison. I know we use certain words for shock value and to be controversial and to get clicks and ratings and views, but the term insurrection here is obviously not being used properly when you're talking about January 6, 2021. And here's something else. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing out on something. But last I checked, Donald Trump was never convicted of anything in relation to January 6th. So when you say that he was involved with the insurrection, first of all, was it an insurrection or a riot? Second of all, whatever you want to call it, insurrection, riot, a guided tour by Capitol Police, whatever you want to call it, was he convicted of anything? So his involvement is a matter of your opinion. Some may say that he was the ringleader of an insurrection. Some may say he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. It's a matter of opinion. So how can you make a decision that blocks Colorado citizens from being able to vote for him on the ballot based on your opinion, based on your thought process that's not been proven by an actual court of law? The closest thing you've gotten to Trump getting in any kind of legal trouble for January 6th, like as far as, okay, he did it, he's the one that ginned everything up, is second impeachment. And he beat that case. So I'm having a hard time being able to link Trump directly to January 6th when you're talking about actual evidence, actual paperwork, a decision, a conviction, something. And if I missed something, y'all let me know. But this decision was raggedy at best from the very beginning. And I think they knew that it was raggedy at best, because by the time you hear this video, Trump will be back on the ballot. Now, let's go to their decision and the key part of it that lets me know this is totally bogus and it's being done for a different reason than to actually keep him off the ballot. So let's read this right here. Shout out to Greg Price over on the Twitter. And you see what he said for his caption. The Colorado decision removing Trump from the ballot is so absurd that the justices just stayed their own ruling until January 4th. And if Trump appeals it to the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court, not the Colorado Supreme Court, before then, which he will, his name will continue to appear on the ballot unless the Supreme Court of the USA rules otherwise. Let's read this right here. Okay, we stay our ruling until January 4th, 2024. Now, what the word stay in this instance means is it doesn't go into effect. Okay, let's keep on going. The day before the secretary's deadline to certify the content of the presidential primary ballot. So basically, this is the deadline in Colorado to get everyone's name on the primary ballot to vote for the nominee in 2024's presidential election. Okay. So if you don't make this deadline, you're not going to be on the ballot. If the review is sought in the Supreme Court before the stay expires, it shall remain in place. Meaning, if Trump appeals it to the Supreme Court, the current stay, which means the ruling does not go into effect, will remain. So it won't go anywhere. He'll be on the ballot. Let's continue. And the secretary will continue to be required to include President Trump's name on the 2024 presidential primary ballot until the receipt of any order or mandate from the Supreme Court. So, again, what this means is all Trump's got to do is appeal it. That's it. If he appeals to the Supreme Court, then they have to keep him on the ballot. The only way Trump will not be on the ballot is if the Supreme Court agrees with the decision from the Supreme Court in Colorado. That's the only way. And I believe they got to do that before January 4th, 2024. So just in a few days, this will go nowhere. Again, by the time you hear this video, Trump's name will be back on the ballot. And actually, I don't think that it was ever off the ballot because we've not gotten to the point where it was on the ballot. We've not gotten to the deadline of the ballot actually being there, of the names being put there. That's January 4th, I believe, or January 5th, 2024. So nothing burger. Now, $1 million question. Hey, ABL, if it was so easy for Trump to just appeal to the Supreme Court to have this whole thing just vacated, why would they even do it? Because they know he's going to do that, right? Yes, they know he's going to do that. Yes, they know that it was never going to go anywhere, but they think you're stupid. They think that you, the American people, will just hear that news and get ginned up, go out there and riot, go out there and act a fool, or you're going to be kind of like discouraged. You're going to be in a state of mind to try and go for other people. Oh, well, I guess Trump won't be there. I'm going to vote for DeSantis. I'll vote for Vivek. They want you to be discouraged. They want you to be demoralized. That's the word I'm looking for. They want you to be demoralized when you hear this news. So that's just what it is. Because right when this story broke, I knew what it was going to be. As soon as I heard the news, I knew that it wouldn't go, it wouldn't pass the Supreme Court muster because there's no conviction and you're reaching at best. So I knew it wouldn't go anywhere, but I was seeing people talking about, well, what are we going to do now? We got to take up the arms. I'm like, no. That's what they want you to do. They want you to get demoralized. They want you to get upset. They want you to act a fool because they can have a new January 6th and say, see, this is Trump's base. This is how they act. This is Trump's fault. All this and that and the third. So again, this is a nothing burger. Trump's name will be on the ballot. This decision never had any teeth to begin with, but the mainstream media love it. Oh, they love it because they're not going to tell you what I'm telling you. They'll lead with, oh, he's off the ballot because of the insurrection and he's a bad person, all this and that and the third. They're going to lead with that. They're going to lead with doom and gloom and all this. They're going to say, well, this is deserved and states around the country follow suit. They think that Colorado should be the first one, just like New York was the first state to charge Trump with a crime and have him go through all this court action, and then other states followed. They want Colorado to be the same thing as far as taking him off the ballot. But this won't go anywhere. Big time nothing burger. And it won't spread to any other states because the Supreme Court's decision will apply to anywhere else. If any other place tries this, there will be a decision in place, or there will at least be a precedent to say, we're not going to rule in the affirmative on that. We're going to stay it. And if it gets stayed, it doesn't matter because he'll be on the ballot regardless. Like, if it gets stayed or overruled, his name's on the ballot. Again, as I close, the only way for Trump's name to not be on the ballot in Colorado in 2024 is if the conservative 6-3 conservative Supreme Court of the USA says so, which will never happen. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on this whole kerfuffle with the Supreme Court in Colorado trying to take Trump's name off the ballot? Is it a nothing burger? just a media attention grab? Are they trying to demoralize people? Are they trying to fool people? Are they trying to just entrap people to get them to go out there and riot and act a fool? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This was a big time nothing burger from the very beginning. It's a way to try and fool you, to demoralize you. And I knew what it was from the beginning. As soon as I saw the news, I'm like, man, that ain't no big deal. I already knew what the result was going to be. I already knew how it was going to conclude. So I'm not surprised at anything that I saw. I'm not surprised they tried this. I'm not surprised that the mainstream media has seized on this and made it be a big thing, although it's really not. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.